Hello, this is Mike Lyler from Northern Kentucky University, and this is part 3 of box modeling, and we're actually going to do something now. The last video, no doubt, was fairly painful, where we just went through command after command, and now we're going to use those commands to build something. Now, this is not the way you typically want to build a house, and we'll be doing this specifically in perspective view, once again, not the way you typically want to draw more complex objects. But it's pretty much all for showing you how to use these commands. Later on we'll do an architectural series which shows you specifically how to do it right. Now we're going to show you how to do this for fun using all those great commands that we showed you in the last tutorial. Here's a whole list of steps that I go through to do this. I won't be referring to this list again. We're just going to do it off the fly. Maybe I should put this on my blog somewhere so you guys can see it. But for now, just follow along in the video. So let's go ahead and start building a house. I have my 4 views here, and I'm going to just Alt W to get into the perspective view. We're going to build the whole house right here in perspective view. Let's go ahead and put a box on the stage. There you go, right here, and go up a little bit, and hit Z to make sure the whole thing's in your screen. There you go. And the first thing I want to do is go ahead and arc rotate a little bit because I can see the side, and I need another polygon here for the roof. So I'm going to go ahead and right click, and let's hit Q, right click, and convert this to an editable poly so I can actually get to the sub-object level. So now I'm at the sub-object level. I can go ahead and go through with my 1, 2, 3, 4, for example, and select edge, vertex, edge, or polygon. Let's go to 2 for edge. I'm going to select one of the edges, and I'm going to hit my ring command so I can go all the way around. So come down here and hit ring. And now I've selected all the edges, Control R, you can see all the way around. And I'm going to hit my command Control Shift F. Now remember, that's the connect command, and that's one I've actually put in there by programming the customize. I customized that keyboard command for myself. Let's Control R to rotate around so we can see that polygon. There it is. Let's make sure we have F4 selected so we can see the faced edges. There we go. Now we can see that polygon. Hit Q to get off that so you can see it. There we go. Control R to rotate around a little bit. And I want to go to vertex mode real quick, so let's hit 1 to get on the vertexes, Control R to line those up, and I want to select all 4 vertexes, and I can do that basically by marqueing around. I'm going to use my square marquee. Let's go to Q and marquee around that, and now you can see my 4 vertexes are selected, and I want to move that whole polygon up. So let's hit W and move that up toward the top so my roof can be up there. There you go, cool. And Control R to arc rotate kind of up to the top. Now I want to go ahead and cut an edge across here so I can make my roof occur. Hit Q. Let's hit 2 to get in the edge mode. Select one edge and Control to select the other. And here's another command. I programmed this in myself. You can go ahead and hit connect over here on this side, or you can hit Control Shift F or whatever keyboard command you've programmed in, and Control R to arc rotate. So take a look at that. So I have a cut edge there. And now I'm just going to hit the W key, and I'm going to in a sense push that edge up, and there's my roof right there. Isn't that pretty cool? Control R to come along here, and I need to cut in some oops, I can see I got some errors here. Don't like that. Control Z to go back. Not sure why that occurred. Let's hit W again. Let's make sure I'm on the right thing. There you go. Control R and go around. Oops, Control R. There you go. And now the roof looks fine. I want to go ahead and cut some lines across here, so let's go ahead and hit Alt C to cut, and I'm going to just make a click here and click over and right click to get off of it. Let's Control R to rotate around to the other side. There you go. And Alt C to cut, and click one, and then go over and click the other and off. So we're pretty good. And I'm going to just Alt Z to zoom back a little bit. So I hit my Alt Z, zoom back a little bit, arc rotate just a little bit, and now I'm going to select all the polygons in the roof. So I'm going to go to the 4 key, which brings me to polygon, and I'm just going to start selecting polygons. Let's make sure to hit Q to get off what we're on the draw here. Let's hit Q to get off of that. Now start selecting polygons, Control, polygon Control, Control R to arc rotate around to get the other ones. Control and get back to Q, Control, click, and arc rotate again to get the other one, and back to Q to get off of that, and then Control click. So now I have all my polygon faces selected, and lots of times I like to go around just make sure that I hadn't deselected one that I had. So once again, let's go back to Q and Control click. Once then Control R just to make sure everything's selected, and it is. And what I'm going to do now is basically just make it bigger. So I hit the R key, and I'm just going to expand the whole thing. There you go. And let's Control R to make sure everything looks fine. And it doesn't. You know why? Because up here in the command, I have the wrong one selected. Let's select that. Let's Control Z to go back. There we go. Make sure the right one's selected. Good. Now let's go ahead and hit the R key and expand that. And now it's doing what I want to do. Good. Control Z. Excuse me, Control R to rotate around. And what I want to do now is kind of push that down a little bit. So let's hit the W key and bring that down a little bit. Now it's looking more like a roof. See? Control R. You can see those eaves underneath there. So I made my rooftop. Okay, what I want to do here is actually do an inset command. So hit Q to get off what I'm on. Let's select this one polygon right here, and let's hit Inset. And I've actually created my own shortcut key for that. You can come over here on this side and use this control panel, or just create your own. And my is Control Shift A. Going to inset a little bit, and I'm going to actually bring that in a little bit with Shift E to extrude that back a little bit. So now you can see a little bit of definition there. Now I can't quite see what I'm doing here, so I Control R to hit the side, and let's push that in a little bit more. So I'll go back to Shift E. And we're going to extrude that back. There you go. Okay, good. Control R. Let's do the other side. And we'll go ahead and turn it just a little bit like that so you can see what you're doing. Let's go ahead and hit 4 to make sure you're on polygon. Q to get off the arc rotate. Click on the polygon. Let's go ahead and use our inset command. Control Shift A. That's my programmed key. And now I'm hit Shift E to actually extrude back a little bit. There you go. And I got a little eave there. So Control R to rotate around and see what you've done. And I'm kind of getting out of perspective there. So what I'm going to do is Control Z to get back to where I was. Now you can see that I've got a little off whack here, and that happens all the time in 3DSMax. So I'm going to hit Q real quick to get out of that. And I'm just going to hit Z to basically get things back where it's supposed to be. Let's hit Control R to kind of arc rotate back around so I can see that. Now what I can do here is hit the 1 key, go to vertex, just select a vertex here to arc rotate around. Control R to kind of arc rotate the house back into position. There you go. We're doing pretty good here. I'm going to Control P to pan it up, and we'll get it back into place. Good. Happens every once in a while. That's fine. Let's go ahead and cut a door into this house real quick. So we're going to Control R to kind of arc rotate up a little bit so I can see that edge. I'm going to select those two edges real quick. So I'll hit my 2 to get edge, and I'll select the first edge and come down here and Control Shift. Control select the second edge. Hit my cut command, Control Shift F. That's my program command. And now I have 2 vertices. Let's go to 1. We're going to select one or just let's select the edge. Excuse me, hit 2 to select the edge. And I'm going to hit the W to get that move command. I'm just going to move that over. There you go. Now I have a place to put my door. I hit 4 to go to polygon. Let's click on polygon. Let's use the inset command, Control Shift A. That's my programmed key. I'm going to inset that in a little bit. So I have a little door there. That's Shift E to actually move that back a little bit. There you go. And I'm going to hit the delete key to get rid of that. There you go. Control R. And now I have a doorway. Now typically when I'm working with architectural models, I'll use a Boolean to get rid of the door, but we use delete for that. Let's put a window right here. So come along here once again. Same thing. Hit 2 to get edge. Let's click on 1. Click on the lower one. Let's go ahead and Control Shift F to cut that in half. And I'm going to actually just cut a line across here. So let's go ahead and hit Alt C to cut. Click here and go over to the other side and click. Good. And I'm going to go right to 4, get back into polygon mode. Hit Q and select that. And let's do an inset, Control Shift A. Inset that window just a little bit. And let's hit Shift E to bevel back a little bit. Excuse me, let's get Q, get off of that. Shift E once again to bevel back. There you go. And let's delete that. Cool. Now I want to bring these windows out a little bit. So let's go ahead and hit 4 to make Q and hit 4 to get into polygon selection mode. And let's select these 4. Oh, let's go back to 4. There we go in polygon selection mode. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to extrude that a little bit. Shift E. And let's turn to the side a little bit so you can see what I've done. Control R. There we go. See, I've pushed that out a little bit right there. And let's take a look at the door. Let's do the same thing with the door. So I'll once again hit Q to get off arc rotate. I'm going to hit 4 to make sure I'm in selecting polygons. And I'm going to start selecting the polygons around this door real quick here. Cool. Arc rotate a little bit to the side so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And now let's extrude that. Let's use our Shift E real quick here and extrude that a little bit. There you go, a little bit of definition to that door. So as I'm doing all this, I want to make sure I hit the 7 key. So I can look at my polygon count up here. Let's Control R real quick to see how many polygons we've created now so far. I'm going to hit Control P just to pan over a little bit. There we go. And we can see our polygon number right now is at 58 and our vertices are at 64. Pretty good. This house is going to be very survivable in paper vision. Control R. Let's go see if we can see through that window. There you go. You can see right through the window of the house. Now, something we need to discuss here, and that is the idea of normals.